Hey guys, Bourne banner is this week, and I know this is a very anticipated unit, and this is going to be a very unpopular opinion, but this is 100% a skip for me, and I am going to recommend this be a skip weekend for most of you guys, which is mostly because Wukong is confirmed to be coming a lot sooner than expected, which I will get into very shortly. But of course, this banner is still worth pulling on for some of you if you fulfill a few certain requirements. So first of all, Bourne is a very solid unit and is one of the cornerstones of the poison units coming out. This is the final one of the main trio, and it will probably be expanded on very soon. And we also have a Pharisee banner. Pharisee being a top 3 support in the game, I would rank it Elowen, Diaochen, and then Pharisee. But at the end of the day, we have reason to believe, and by reason to believe, I mean official confirmation that Wukong is coming much, much sooner than we think as a rerun. And realistically, I don't think the heroes on these banners this weekend are as good as Wukong will be. Now, there are still a few reasons to pull, which is why the title of the video is You Should Skip Unless, and that is a couple things. So first of all, on this Bourne banner, Helga can kind of be ignored. She's really only for Lord of Sticks, which you can hit SSS without her. And Bourne is going to be the main highlight of this banner. And the only reason I would ever advise you guys to pull for Bourne is if you have Nastia and you have Numera. The issue with Bourne is he's an enabler for the other two units I just mentioned, or realistically, only for Numera as an enabler. Now, I have Numera. I'm going to be skipping Bourne because I value Wukong a little bit more. The thing is, I think the Poisoners got a little overhyped for a couple areas. They're really limited in Abyss currently because in order to run the Poisoners, you have to get rid of either Lucius or Setrum in these 60k teams, which their removal alone automatically makes it so that the Poisoners can't even hit 60k. And aside from that, they're very good in APOC. They're very good in Gabas 1. But obviously, I'm talking about this on a more endgame perspective. If you were a bit earlier and you have the other two, I would go for Bourne. If you're later and you want the poison comp, I would go for Bourne. But that is the only reason. That is the only reason I would ever advise to pull for Bourne. I like Bourne. I think he's very cool. He has shield break. He has 2 different types of poison, so 2 stacks of poisons just on his own. He's fun and he's good, but he's not good enough compared to something like Wukong, which I am going to show the proof that it is confirmed very soon. Now, the other big banner this weekend, I think, is only for blues, and it is this Lizard Day banner, which is being reran for 1 day. Now, this banner is a 2x by 20x. It's no longer 15x, it's 20x. This is one of the better banners in the game. It's been a while in terms of, it being a 2x, 20x. But in terms of the heroes, Pharisee is obviously the highlight. Pharisee has become so good lately, I would rate him a top 3 support in the game. I would go Elowen number 1, Diaochen number 2. Diaochen is so good right now. And then Pharisee number 3. Pharisee is integral. He's not required technically, but he's very close to it in the new Gear 2s, in Abyss, in APOC. He's very good in a bunch of other areas too. The main thing is not only does he heal pretty well, but this AoE damage reduction is ridiculous. It is 25% to anyone in range. He has a Vortex range, as you can see right here. He covers basically everything, reduces the damage all your units take, and new content that has been released lately, and new content that will be released in the future, is primarily AoE. And Pharisee is one of 2 units that make it so that you take less damage, that are really usable in those things. Pharisee and Aelin, very important. If you don't have Pharisee, you must pull for Pharisee. But if you have him already, even on base A0 copy, you can skip Pharisee 10 times out of 10. And subsequently this banner, I think Trusk is one of the most overhyped units ever. He is terrible. I've never used Trusk. I have him like A3. The thing is, Oleg is a better tank than Trusk ever will be. Trusk is only for tank codex. That is it. He's useless otherwise. And then Salazar has gotten a little bit of resurgence for stuff like Abyss, but he's also fusible now. So you could just get him for free, and you don't need to pull for him. So realistically, what am I talking about this weekend? If you have Numera, you have Nastia, go for Bourne if you would like it. Apart from that, go for Pharisee. You must go for Pharisee if you don't have him, unless you're a little earlier, because he is used for more endgame content. So if you're like 6 months or less in, you could skip this. And then I kind of stopped talking about the 2 expanders, because this is reserved for like people in their first month, for example. And even then, if you're early on, you must save for Wukong, because of how good Wukong is. Now, as we can see when I go to Discord, this is the official dev insight in the official Watcher of Realms server. And what you can see when I scroll down is you're going to see focus to rerun banners that are at least related to your latest content. Examples, Pharisee, Kigiri, and Wukong. The answer by the devs, officially, is the event banners for Pharisee and Wukong are already being scheduled. Now, we know that the Pharisee banner is this weekend, but Wukong banner is confirmed to be scheduled. Now, this is not an exact date, but judging by Moonton in general, this is going to be within around 30 days, most likely. Now, that is not a guarantee, but the fact of the matter is they're thinking about it, they've already scheduled it, and it will be a lot sooner than you expect. I expect it to be in a week or two. It kind of depends, right? Wukong, if I go over to Wukong here, is so astronomically powerful that you have to go for him. Even if you have him already, you have to go for him. Wukong is a top 2 limited in the game, maybe top 3. I don't know. The last 3 limiteds, Wukong, Kigiri, and Diao Chen, are so game-changing and meta-defining that they're all just kind of the number 1 best limited at the same time. Wukong is insane. He's good in GVG, he's good in Arena, he's good in Abyss, he's good in Guild Boss 1, he's good in APOC, he's good in Styx, he's good in freaking everything, right? Wukong is that guy. And his awakenings are so important. All 3 of his awakenings are incredibly important, right? And even his base copy is going to carry you through the game. And even, here's my unpopular opinion here, even if you have him A5, you should still pull for him, unless you pulled him Natty. Here I have 4 unpolished. And I know a lot of people want Kigiri to be soon because they've already skilled their Wukong, but not everyone has Wukong. This is a great, great banner for them. One of the best boss killers in the game, if not the best. And then, even if you have unpolished into him, you should still pull for a copy or 2 to get the unpolished back when you get a reset book. Now, I already have a reset book, so my hope is that I can get multiple Wukong copies, and then I can go to Kigiri, which has no unpolished into him, and I'm hoping I can get at least 3 unpolished out of Wukong, and A5 from my Kigiri. Now, this does also bring the question in to, will Kigiri be rerun soon? Kigiri came out before Wukong, and Wukong is being reran before Kigiri. So I assume that the developers are not stupid. They know how to make money at the end of the day. So we might also be getting Kigiri around June, which is around when the anniversary is. It's either June or July. Either way, it's pretty soon. There's also a very likely chance that Kigiri gets rerun, and either alongside another limited, like a Dahlia, Gwendolyn, Falsha, something, or alternatively, they run a new limited. It's something like that is probably going to happen because anniversary is very important, and they ran 2 limiteds previously. Either way, you have to decide whether or not you want to risk pulling for Bourne and then having Wukong come out when you're not prepared, or skip Bourne, go for Pharisee if you don't have him. If you have him, ignore it, and then save for Wukong. Personally, what I would do is I would skip. I know it is in my best interest to promote, spending and going for every banner, because I do at the end of the day make money off of Smile 1 when you use it. But realistically, what's more important for me is the integrity of being honest and open about what I would advise you guys to do, which is skip this weekend. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys are playing in the comments. That's it from me, Destined, signing out.